Good.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda of minutes from the March 31st comp board, April 1st regular meeting, accounts payable, sheriff's report, recorder's report.
I will second Richard's motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Liquor license. You say we have two, Amber?
Yeah, two. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Get it, Rich.
Sure.
You're good. Go ahead.
I-29 Speedway and Dollar General in Tabor.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second that motion. Dollar General Tabor, you say? Tabor.
Yeah, they're in Mills County.
Yep. We have a motion and a second to approve the liquor license renewals for I-29 Speedway and Dollar General and Tabor. Is there any discussion on those? You say we have approved the Dollar General and Tabor, or there's just something they changed on
No,
it?
we actually approved the one at Malvern.
Malvern, oh, okay. All right.
Like I said, I forgot.
We're good. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Check.
Staying.
Motion carries. Consideration formal action, approval of SOB, adult entertainment license for romantics.
Yep, so they have to do a year, business license, so they're up for renewal.
You want to refresh us on SOB?
SOB is sexually oriented business.
Just to clarify, all right.
I will make a motion to approve SOB adult entertainment license for romantic.
Good acronym.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the SOB adult entertainment license for romantics. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Any public comment? Anything to say, sir?
Never been there. That's my comment.
Welcome to the club. I did once when it was on fire. But when it burnt the first time, I spent about 6 hours there. So the smell of melting rubber will never leave my nose again.
I have to admit, I was there on county business with the sheriff at that time,
Okay,
public health,
let's hear it.
and all supervisors had to go there because there was a discrepancy of whether the state should take over their septic system or it would be county. And when the state showed up, they looked around and they said, well, this looks like ours. And we left. Ours, we're gone. But
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
an exciting place, let's put it that way.
It's committee updates. I had a juvenile detention meeting. Nothing exciting there. Fourth Judicial District, we had our informational meeting where we're just on liaisons anymore. The supervisors have no control over it since it's state run, so that was not entertaining at all. And then I had a MAPA Finance Committee Zoom meeting. Just paid some bills on that. Mr. Sayers?
I had the county conservation meeting last week. They're accepting bids to put in a new driveway up to West Oak Forest. That's something that's been needed for a while. Hopefully it can get done. They've been saving. I think it'd be great. In addition to that, last night went to a Council Bluffs City Council meeting where Jake, Richard, and I found out that it wasn't legal for Council Bluffs to even annex to the north right-of-way of Bungie Avenue. So they had to make an amendment to the annexation plan and go to the center line, which is what we were requesting all along.
Yep.
So that was good news. So that was great. But other than that, that's all I have.
Mr. Crouch?
Well, as of yesterday, the president of the Isaac board came down and
Oh, yeah,
visited with Lonnie and I for an hour and a half or so. Just asking questions, you know, what we thought, what we could change for Isaac. I took her out kind of on a counter tour after that, and things, and she finds, she says, don't ever cut Mills County short. They have a lot of things to provide for people. They just have to look around. So that's about all I have.
Jakob Ferrari.
Alright, first on the list, we
There's
have
a story behind that.
I'm anxious to hear it.
for the asphalt conference back in March, and you have to write your name on a card and there's a drawing. And then pull the card out. And all before this, it was like Mexican names Juan. I was like, and so mine comes up and he goes, Jacob Barro? What?
Or Jacob, either one.
I said, hold on, what's the last name? Barro? And I said, it's just some older white guy,
Yeah,
no accent
yeah.
whatsoever. He's just trying to put it on. He spelled it and I go, yeah, that's me. And I said, first name Jacob? He goes, oh, I thought it was an H. And I'm like, well, but you said it like a Y. So,
Yeah, either way, that's not how it's pronounced.
So yeah, that's
You got
my
that.
call name down in the office.
I like it.
Jacob. All right, first up, certificate of completion and final acceptance of agreement of work. This is for our T-SIP grant, our traffic safety implementation program. We got $60,000 towards the purchase of temporary traffic signals.
Nice.
Total cost on that was like 67,000, so 7,000 out of pocket. And this is just one of the forms to wrap it all up. I'm getting everything in a packet to send up to the DOT to get that $60,000 reimbursement. Positive.
Wonderful.
So we just have to sign the finalize.
Someone like to make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to accept the TS IP grant of $50,000 for traffic control devices.
60.
Right.
60,000.
60?
Yep.
Glad you corrected me.
I'll second Rich's motion.
We have a motion and a second to sign the final acceptance for the T-SIP grant for traffic safety device. Is there any discussion? Just one that's got the motor and you can change it. And nice.
And we've already used them once, so I put it in administrative. Worked great for that.
Good deal.
And that too, Pat.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimous. Thank you, sir. General discussion, what do you have, buddy?
All right, April 17th is our next safety meeting. DOT flagger instructors coming down. So we'll have training from 7 till 11 or noon, whenever we wrap it up, and we'll have our potluck lunch.
Anybody brings whatever they want, or are they assigned certain
We
dishes?
split it up, half the crew brings food one time, half the crew brings food the other time, just otherwise we have too much food.
Sure,
Very true. They have too much food.
it's good. Sit around and eat all day and learn something.
Yeah.
It's a good morale booster, just kind
Yeah.
of different crews, you know, they're always going their own directions, so it's good to have everyone in the same room.
Good deal.
Getting projects lined up. Looks like April 28th is what we're shooting for, to have crack sealing on 221st. They're gonna put message boards up a week in advance to kind of let traffic know. We're not closing the road during the operation, but they will have pilot cars and flaggers. They bid extra flaggers for that project just because there's a lot of traffic.
Sure.
What date is that? Sorry.
April 28th is what they're shooting.
What part of 221st is that?
The whole road, so basically north out of Glenwood all the way up to the county line. So 7.1 miles or something like that. Just sealing all the cracks.
Yeah, okay.
Keep the water out.
You know somebody who lives up there.
And should probably, if I had to guess, just a couple days. We have out for advertisement our 360th Street box culvert replacement. So we expect to get some bids on that. We'll have the bid opening here on April 22nd, the Tuesday. Should,
Yes, yes.
Okay.
What time? Is it in the morning?
I put 8:30.
I think that's also our public hearing for our budget amendment, or our budget adoption, but it's at 8:20. So it should be good.
And that's just opening the bids and reading them aloud.
Yes. You won't need action on that, then just bid opening.
It's, yeah.
What day is that again?
June 22nd.
Each one have our public hearing, 8:30 will be your opening. Be good.
FM Rock, they're also looking at probably very similar to the April 28th. That week doing FM Rock. So that's working good. And then we did get quotes for Kid Road and Jasmine Lane. And for what we had budgeted, talked with budget numbers, the proposals came in a little bit under that, so it's a little bit of that. $40,000.
Good.
So that's good.
You'd be under on a few things.
Yeah. So, yeah, getting projects lined up and then.
Make sure you stay in touch with Amber too. Some upcoming expenditures too.
Yeah.
Just keep it on things.
And H12, is set for June 17th. So the voters out. June 17th. So there's good hopes that we can still complete that before.
That'll also be at 8:30.
That one is DOT levied, so
Oh,
that's not gonna be student DOT. Yeah, the box culverts and local levies. That's kind of what we got going on right now.
Wonderful.
Well, I want to thank the tree crew. I mean, they've been working on roads up in my area and they've done it. It's something that's been needed for years. It's going to help us a lot in snow removal, or not as much as snow removal, but the clearing of snow won't stick around on the road. There's nothing to block it and keep it there. So
That can make a huge difference depending on the road where it's at, getting rid of that brush and stuff.
Absolutely.
and they did a lot of work on Keys Avenue towards Malvern. They pushed, I'd say almost a quarter of a mile of bank back into the farmer's field. They took the fence, buried it somewhere, and then they just pushed the bank back, leveled it down so the snow can blow across the road. I mean, it saves that much time trying to get through a snowdrift that's probably 4 to 5 feet deep. So I think there's gonna be some others in that area that's talked to a couple farmers. They said, well, yeah, if they wanna push the bank back, that's fine with us. You know, it gets rid of trees for them and things, so.
It's nice when you can have a win-win situation.
Right.
that helps.
Some of the landowners work with you too. Yeah. Push the banks back and clear it out. Do it the right way. Not having to buy more right away.
We appreciate when they work with us.
Good. Anything else, buddy?
That's all for me.
All right, Mr. Sayers, you have anything for?
I don't have anything else. I'm gonna send you an email with a few things, so.
Yep. I'll look out for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sheriff.
This one we sing happy birthday.
I was just gonna say.
No.
Is that your birthday?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Oh, boy.
And,
I know.
No, God, great
You
plan
know,
right
I'm gonna put that in my phone. Right now.
you're really great. Now the board's gonna come.
Wait, next year I can be prepared.
I'm gonna drive
Next
for a
week,
second.
How about everybody?
Independently, I sent you all an email on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for us, to kind of start digging into some of this opioid settlement fund. This is called the Sheriff's app, and if you have a smartphone, if you want to go to your search your app search, you just push in the sheriff app. It'll actually bring up a little bit better picture of what this thing looks like.
The sheriff is?
The sheriff app, yep. And what it will do for us, and unfortunately, what I brought to you today was a bid, talking with Deshaun yesterday. We're probably gonna end up wanting to add a warrant list, but there's extra cost for that. It's not included on this bid. So I'm not gonna have to go back and ask for a new bid. So I won't ask for any formal action on this today. But since we're here and we're talking about it, I thought I'd just let you kind of know what it is. So what the sheriff app's gonna do, and this we paid for on the opioid money. There is an initial startup cost. And then there's an annual maintenance fee, but that annual maintenance fee would continue to come out of that opioid settlement fund. The initial cost is, the year one total is $14,539.50. Unfortunately, like I said, and talking with Deshaun yesterday, one of the things that she would like to see would be the warrant list being included on that.
Sure.
That's not part of what we initially asked for. We didn't know that was gonna be something we wanted to try and keep up on. Sean said we get a lot of phone calls about, hey, do we have warrant? Good deal.
Guy from the east side of the county, did you see that? He's going around talking to kids,
I did, yeah, I'll.
things like that.
Yes, that kind of stuff. And, what this app will do, some of the features that are described the most popular, this unlimited push notification. We have something like what occurred yesterday where we have the man of New York plates. We know who the guy is. He's known to us, but obviously for the rest of the county, they don't know who he is. They don't know what he's about. They don't know the vehicle. We could push that out on the sheriff app. If you have the sheriff app, which is free to the general public, if you have the sheriff app on your phone, that notification will come right to your phone. Hey, we got a van in New York plates. It's on in Henderson at this time, now leaving westbound. If you happen to see it, please give us a call type of deal. That'll get pushed out, just like any other weather, road closures, accidents, whatever the case may be. You know, if we're gonna, and that unlimited push notifications, what that includes. There's a contact directory. So if somebody wanted to call my office directly, it would be included on there. The incident checklist, same type of deal. If you have an incident you want to look at, or if you want to look at a report, it'll be there, or at least an idea of what's there, kind of what happened throughout the county. The policy and procedure manual, at this point, we don't have that listed on here. That's not part of what we designed to do, not to say that we wouldn't in the future. We're still in the process of switching over from our current policies to the flexible. And so drawing up the process, I forgot exactly how much work it takes. The training information, human resources, we're not in either of those at this point because that's a lot of internal information that we would have to keep up on. I'm not sure we're quite prepared to do that yet. But the patrol resources, the internal forms, we haven't done that. We would have external forms you have link to go if you want to do a lack of telephone reporting system. You want to be able to make a link, go right to that form, you can fill it out. Never actually have to talk to us, but fill that form out, get sent to us. The patrol resources, that's the pass down, the one and subject traffic alerts. All of that would be right on that. If you look on, here, and then the last thing is that jail management. You can do an inmate search. So if you want to look to see who our current inmates is, and, did my brother get arrested last night? You can go in there and you can check it. It's a pretty good deal, we think. As I mentioned, the other apps, this is the stuff, push out notifications, recruiting info contacts, firearms licensing, that submit a tip, the most one, the registered sex offender is the other big. As we plug in registered sex offenders throughout the county, there's going to be a map. And I don't think I can pull it up. I tried to find this earlier in hopes that I could actually show you what that looked like. It literally is a map of the county that's got a bubble for every registered sex offender across the county. You hover over the bubble, it pulls up the picture and tells you who it is and what they're in there. To me, it's a pretty fantastic deal. Another one of those questions that we get a lot. And people, there's the eye with the state sex offender registry. We had something local that I think would help too. This is a picture of what the app actually would look like on your phone. that contact us and submit a tip. Just a toggle, you push on that and it'll go right to us. It says inmate information, the news and press releases, the active warrants, the most wanted, the sex offender registry, and there's a whole bunch of that stuff we can add to. Like I said, up until yesterday, with our conversation with Deshawn, our intent was not to have the warrant list. But Deshawn thinks it would be a good idea, and she's willing to pitch in some money to help us cover that cost. Now, obviously, if we're able to use the opioid settlement money,
Sure.
that's part of the deal. And the other key to this is the reason we can use this for the opioid settlement money is there's going to be a tremendous amount of information. We're going to put links on there for opioid education, prevention, and links to all those like Department of Family Services, whoever is out there helping us partner with this opioid information. It's all going to be right here. It's all going to be linked on the sheriff's app. But like I said, unfortunately, when we put this all together, we didn't have some of that information in there, knowing that one of our other county partners would like to have it on there. We're probably going to put it in there. It's going to change this dollar amount. So despite the fact that I thought I was prepared for this, I think we're quite ready. Probably get together with them. I think probably reach out to them today yet. See if we can get that included on a new bid, and then I'll just bring it to you next week. So, the only other question would be is I know we're in the process of putting together the team, that board. At this point, the question is, can I just come directly to you guys since you're the governing body of that settlement fundraiser?
Sure.
All you have to do is present us with a bill.
Okay,
It would come through as in a normal on your monthly statement or something.
okay,
You know?
Yep.
And
and then just pull it out of that fund.
Yep.
Okay.
they will take it out of the,
Take it out of there, right? Oh, okay, perfect. And then just on a general discussion, applications for the certified opened up last week. We had civil service come in, squash our old list. We opened up a new one for certified officers to come in. We've had some good response, lots of questions, lots of phone calls. So we're anticipating that will go well. Hopefully, it'd be nice to have that wrapped up and have somebody on the road by the 1st of July.
Good.
That's our plan.
that's good. No, I'm just glad that we found some places to take care of some of this money and stuff, and I think it's going for probably to
Good
one of
use.
the greater
Yeah.
causes, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, they were, I think that as long as we had that toggle to go into that opioid information to make sure that when we get together with one of those meetings, we have all the right links to go with that, build them in, because there's a lot of people out there trying to help in education, prevention, and that's I like that.
Thank you, sir.
You
We
bet.
have a contingent officer resignation and people to start hiring process. I'll be doing this.
I tried doing that last week.
No, you mentioned it. Just have it on here for. We talked about it last week, but we didn't have it as a formal action yet.
It's not on formal action right now, is it? Is it?
Beautiful.
Off the cuff, Greg.
Yeah. They find it, can I come back up and not waste everybody's time?
I've got it
There you go. Okay.
for Tiffany.
Yep.
In case.
Yeah, Tiffany Pace, I think her official last day was the 5th.
Yep.
So she's gone already. We have that revolving door on that application.
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
so-
Yes.
Yeah, that is opened back up and running as well. We've had some interest, obviously not. We'd love to see it piling in, but it's not nearly as fast as curious as what we have in with the deputy position. But yeah, so I guess officially, but asked you guys to accept the resignation if we face like this, April 5th.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Tiffany Pace as a detention officer effective April 5th.
Second,
We have a motion and a second to approve the resignation of Tiffany Pace effective April 5th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, sir.
Gotcha.
Mr. Travis, congratulations.
Morning. All right, I've got the proclamation. Did anyone? Okay. But next week is National Public Safety Telecommunicator. Added this one where we're on. Okay, so next week, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, for 2025. It's a pretty important week, nationwide. Not just. I wanted to read this, really quick. It's just kind of a bit of a statement, for me. So the second week in April is a special week for 911 telecommunicators here in Mills County. It is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week, which is recognized annually to show appreciation for their incredible accomplishments and bring further awareness to the mental, emotional, and physical challenges that men and women in the career field face daily. This week, as you traverse through the day, we stand ready to receive the call during you or your family's worst moments. Call after call, night after night, holiday after holiday. We will do everything we possibly can to ensure we are ready, calm, and the unwavering voice in the dark for you and your loved ones. Now they are human. Some calls hurt, some hurt more than others. But these things we do for the people we love is a motto that has been adopted by the Emergency Communications Center. The Mills County telecommunicators stand ready to be that person for you. So again, this is just kind of an acknowledgement that week is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. We've, the last handful of years, and really I think always have done a good job of recognizing that week. So this is that. We are, just due to some of the things we've experienced last year, we did submit that award to the ACONINA, the Iowa chapter, and we have nominated them for that. I'm excited that, once we hear back, I'm hopeful that we can bring that home and kind of acknowledge them even further. Put the plaque up somewhere, maybe here in the building, and have it displayed. So, really, other than that, I think we're doing pretty well down there. Got a great group of folks, and I think it's important. We've for Telecommunicator Week, I will unfortunately be gone, next week, but with the leads, they've kind of taken that. They've been working with Gitsy, from the Mills County Chamber, and they've reached out to a handful of businesses, and I think they've got a lot of good, things going, next week. I do think that they are going to do the thin gold line, on some of the business fronts there, and they'll be doing that, countywide, so not just here in Glenwood, but
You're more than welcome to do my office.
yeah, I think, that's another good thing. So they've got a lot of things rolling. They're working with the chamber, which is great. They've got a Facebook event. They're going to do a bunch of different things. So you can probably see some of that stuff floating around. So, just wanted to bring that up to you, acknowledge that, and kind of show them, hey, we're behind you.
I'd like to do a breakfast, lunch, or dinner for the dispatchers to write me down and just tell me when and what they want.
Absolutely. I will let Lizzie and Dawn know that. They're the ones kind of for me.
So they can reach out to me to tell me what they want and how many are going to be there and when they want it.
You do the same for me, Travis.
All right.
Let me down, I'll help with whatever has to be done.
I'll already claim I'm just gonna make pancakes or something. Say, I'll do breakfast one of the days.
No, I'll have them, shoot everybody, just kind of, work on that. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Other than that,
Good. Someone want to make a motion to approve the proclamation?
I would make a motion to approve the proclamation.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Public Safety Telecommunicator Week proclamation. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
okay, I appreciate it so much, everybody. All right. Well, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
I'll make a copy of this and then I'll just scan it, shoot it to you. All right, thank you so much.
If they want to decorate the office or put a stripe or something, just. have
We'll
that.
do. We'll do. I'll check in with them and then also get to kind of see exactly where they're targeting, but yeah.
Right. But they've already got my permission, so.
All right, roger that.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
Mr. Benz, long time no see.
Mhm.
Have you been since our last time we talked?
So he wants switches. What's he gonna do with switches? Turn it off and
He can
on?
have whatever he wants. He,
But I say,
oh,
Let's just keep us going.
connected.
So do have, the other switches to replace, schedule on the refresh.
How much into who?
$9,612.40 to Gov Connection. It's, 3 network switches. To the IC interconnect our network. These ones specifically for connection between our servers and our storage devices.
Good.
Streaming network switches.
Okay, budgeted item.
Yes.
All right, should we buy him some switches?
I'll make a motion that we, purchase network switches for the cost of $9,612.40.
Second that.
And goes to Gov Connections, right?
Good. Yep.
96-1240. We have a motion and a second to approve the 3 network switches for 96-1240 to Gov Connect. You can't go to local hardware store and buy those switches for
we could.
$1.50
That
or
would be nice.
for 3,000 apiece. I mean,
Unfortunately not. I can't even buy like USB drives. Unfortunately.
all right. I tried. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Updates and policies and to set time to review the following policies.
So several of our IT policies are only 10 years old and in dire need of refreshing.
Sure.
So they're working on updating those. We have our IT acceptable use policy, which has updated in 2011. We have a new policy for essentially acceptable use and guidelines for artificial intelligence systems. Government local one and the county training guidelines for employees. That technology is getting pretty pervasive. Love to do this situation for a lot of this, so I'm working on a draft policy for that. Also, a draft policy for how to disclose security related information under open records law. Last couple of years, we've had several people, not local people, but requesting mass records from all counties on basically open records requests. And open records law, there is provision for us to set a policy that we not use anything that's related to our security.
Sure.
Policy to set that. But also the county's hit the policy on the last update in 2015. There's been some law changes related to maternal health. And ISAC wrote this policy as a template for counties. That's one I did not print because it's over 200 pages. That was good by ISAC. So I also did this morning, somebody got an email with these additional version. It's the game plan that you ideally review it for a couple weeks. We'll have department heads review them as well.
Good.
And maybe come back in a week or two and see if you have any thoughts or concerns.
You'll get those out to the department heads?
Yep. Yep. So I just want to get them in front of you and should know what each one is. If you want.
Perfect.
Trying to update them to match current technology and trends.
Thank you for that.
Today.
Okay, no action on that, just
No action.
information, okay?
When you look at it, we'll come back and we'll.
You guys like to set a date to have him back on the agenda for that?
Absolutely, how long do you think it'll take, Patrick?
Our ends, I guess, you think a week or so, or maybe 2.
2 weeks. 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So let's plan it for the 29th.
Nice.
Just because we've got a few things on it, 22nd already.
See you on the 29th.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
you're welcome anytime.
I'll be back
Yeah,
I'll be back
yeah.
every week.
No, I'm talking with, Miss Woodward yesterday, I brought our IT department up and she says, yes, we're very well aware of him. Out of their IT people up there, they think very highly of you.
We tell them every time we talk to them that they're not stealing you, so,
I wonder if that-
good.
No, you're greatly appreciated here.
You are.
You are.
Thank you, Patrick. Next item on the agenda is Planning and Zoning Commission membership review.
I've been speaking with Matt Wyatt about the members of planning and zoning. I've had some good conversations with him and Audra as well. And with that, I would like to make a motion to remove Al Hughes from the Mills County Planning and Zoning Commission. If I get a second, I'll explain my reasoning.
We have a motion on the table to remove Alan Hughes from the Planning and Zoning Commission. Is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion?
In Iowa Code 33.1.321, Section 3 states that the Board of Supervisors with majority approval can remove a member of any county board due to inefficiency, malfeasance, or neglect of duty. When considering the current planning and zoning makeup, it was brought to my attention that last year, out of 6 meetings, Al only attended 3 of them. The previous year was that same. The previous year before that, it was the same. I personally enjoy Al. I think he's a good person, but to be able to be on planning and zoning, we need people who are going to be there, who have the expertise to share their concerns, but to be able to do that, Al has the expertise, but he just doesn't go to the meetings. So we need people who have the expertise and go to the meetings. We're following the proper procedures with removing him, and I think it'd be a good decision to remove him just because of the fact that he doesn't go to meetings.
Has he been notified of this,
No,
as you
he does
say?
not get notified unless we remove him. He gets a written order in accordance with Iowa code, and then he can request the public hearing after he gets that written order within a month. I just read it.
It's too bad we don't have home rule. I think that's totally wrong that you kick somebody out the door and you say, oh, if you have any problems with that, come back and talk to us.
Yeah, it's a rewrap around. It doesn't make sense that that's in there.
I would rather visit with Mr. Hughes and see if he could,
I mean, if he's missed, excuse me, Lonnie, I didn't mean to.
No.
Go ahead.
I would like to see us at least visit with him and at least, hear me out, Jack. It's hard to find volunteers to do these committees. I think Alan is quite knowledgeable on what he does and what he brings to the Plan and Zoning Commission. And people also have families. And I don't want to just kick someone off for that reason. So that's my side of it.
I can understand. I'll go a little bit further. Not just was he unable to go to meetings. Last time when the land use plan was happening, Al Hughes didn't go to a single meeting until the last one. Went to the meeting, and then at that meeting was upset over what the land use plan was, tried to make changes, which is why land use plan costs more money. And so tried to make these changes. And luckily Matt Wyatt said, hey, you weren't at the meeting. You're supposed to be at the meeting, but you weren't there. So this has been a multiple year issue. People have told him he needs to go to the meetings and he hasn't made the changes yet. Like I said, I have no problem personally with him. There are plenty of people that I know of that want to be on planning and zoning. I have no problem with Al Hughes. It's just the fact that with that spot, it's one of the most important boards we have. We need people who are going to be at the meetings.
I'm still against it, but
Well,
opinion.
I would say the boards that we do set on, you know, as supervisors. FUTA board or FUTCO, whichever one you want to call it. If any board member misses 3 in a row, he is sent a notification wanting to know, was there a problem? Were you sick, family? You know, you didn't send us an excuse. Can you continue to serve, or would you just assume to step down?
I would like to see some.
I think something, I mean, I respect Al's ability to do things, but you're saying three meetings. Was those 3 meetings have to do with maybe a family, sickness. Maybe he was out of town on business. I realize he doesn't have to tell us that, but I don't care whose board it is, whether it's Conservation Board, Board of Health. I think everybody should have a chance. They did volunteer. They didn't put their time in for nothing. I think we have the right to hear from them. We have to bring Alan in and talk to him. I think he has the right to explain himself.
He can request a written order and then have a public hearing. I mean, that's what the procedure sets up in Iowa code. In addition to that, I mean, Audra and Matt, who are down there, have talked to Al about his absences, have asked him to start going to meetings, have asked him to start saying why he's not going to meetings. Nothing has changed. Like I said, this is a multiple year issue. Nothing's changed. If people are on planning and zoning, need to be involved and they need to be there. So I personally will be voting yes to remove.
Audra and Al are not his, they don't appoint him, so it's our decision, not theirs.
Yeah, if it's at our discretion, we can remove him whenever he thinks that he's malfeasance.
And we can keep him and notify him should we choose. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second to remove him. Any more discussion? Motion is to remove Al Hughes from the Planning and Zoning Commission. Let's do a roll call on this, Amber.
Mayberry,
No.
Crouch,
No, and I'm gonna give a reason why. I think I owe it to him or to any board member to go and talk to them personally, whether they want to come to a public hearing, as you stated, has to be done. I just, not that, and if he has legitimate excuses, I can bring it back to the board, or, I think he has the right to say, so I'm gonna stand with a no.
Sayers,
Yes.
Motion fails. Next item on the agenda is consideration formal action for resolution 2509 for elected officials compensation for FY26 beginning July 1, 2025. Those are in our
back
packet.
page, back page.
It's on somewhere here. We'll just read through them here. County attorney is a 0% increase of 117,000. The county auditor is a 3% increase from 76,440 to 78,733. The recorder is a 2.5% increase, along with the treasurer 75,400 to 77,285. Sheriff is 103,000 current to a 26.2% increase at 130. And the supervisors are 44,300 with a 0% increase.
You're looking for a motion to accept, right?
Accept, change, approve,
Change,
deny.
They're out the window. I would make a motion to accept the official salaries for fiscal year 2026 of listed elected officials.
Resolution 2509.
Yes.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2509 for elected officials compensation for FY26 beginning July 1, 2025. Is there any discussion?
Call for a vote.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Or do we want to go back to a roll call business?
Oh, it is a resolution. I apologize. Yes, it is a roll call. Yes.
Crouch,
Yes.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Sayers.
Yes.
My fault. Okay, Amber.
All I have is,
No.
perfect. I will I'm working on the general
Take care of
review
that.
policy and hope to have some revisions to you guys. I have some questions that I will send to you, but working on that, and we're finishing budget stuff and that's about it.
Wonderful. Do we have any new business to discuss?
Other than I'd like to reemphasize the meeting that Jack and I and our engineer attended last night in the Council Bluffs City Chambers, and where they stated, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it. City law says they have to go to center line of 370. And
Who stated that?
She's, I call her their P and Z lady, or maybe not. She is their city coordinator that does all of their business and buying, selling, acquiring. Somebody comes in and says, well, I want to sell my house. If you buy it, you'll have the whole block or something like that. She has that authority.
Is it their city policies or the state policy?
This is a city policy. So I was kind of surprised that city trumps county, something like
It's kind of weird
that.
the city didn't follow city policy.
Right, so,
You think they would know what it is to do it.
but it was quite a relief to everybody, even their city council was very pleased to hear that. I'm a little upset that, I don't know, I guess I don't have anybody's phone number down here. I'm serious. I mean, they knew about this weeks ago
They
and
did.
nothing was conveyed to anyone.
They didn't tell us about the center line.
No, so
No.
it changes a lot of aspects on this. Kind of like the operation, they tell us it was coming in, be 385 jobs or plus, all at 6-figure starting pay. It will be I'm trying to figure out why they need 385 people when they have a complete robotic factory. I think it would be very interesting to go see once it's done, so they are pretty sure that they're coming to Council Bluffs. I won't live on that anymore.
Good.
That's all I have.
Good.
It's, the only thing I have is that I am obviously disappointed about, our decision on the, planning and zoning membership review. Richard, I talked to you about it and you yourself told me that you thought Al was corrupt just being on there with how much he has involved in the county. So I'm disappointed in your decision when the time actually mattered. So with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:03.
You don't always get our way, Jack.
No, but when somebody tells me something, I usually believe them and
I
trust that
also
they're gonna
told
do it.
you before we go off the air, I said, I'm on the line on this.
Not on this one.
We have a
Yes, I
motion
did.
to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Usually, for the moment.